Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 273 for the 23rd of November. Let's start off with missile strikes. So the Russians have launched massive missile strikes once again on power generation or energy grid related infrastructure. And according to the Ukrainian report, the Air Force reported that they have destroyed 51 out of 70 missiles that was launched against Ukraine. However, this does not stop the Russians from totally destroying the power generation in Ukraine, where basically almost the entire of Ukraine reported power outage, and this also affected the nuclear power plants, and some of the nuclear power plants have to be set to emergency mode, and there is a severe power outage throughout the entire of Ukraine, and this problem continues up to today. And moving on to the southern front, we have no updates regarding the southern front. We haven't heard of anything around here. And moving on to the Zaporizhia line, as per yesterday's report, we have reported that there is fighting reported at Novodarivka, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. And in today's report, there is fighting reported towards Vremivka. Most likely is from the Velika Novoselka region, or probably is just fighting around here. And over at the Donetsk front, the Ukrainians continue their counteroffensive at Polivka, and they are also attacking towards Volodymyrivka, as well as it's just these two locations. The counteroffensive is getting smaller because previously we do have fighting reported over Solodke or Stepne or Novomahailivka or Slavne, but no, the fighting now is mainly around this region of Voleda region. And of significance is that they are still pushing for Polivka, and not too sure whether the Ukrainians are able to overcome the defenses here. And moving up further north, there is continued fighting at Marinka. According to some reports, the Russians have some success capturing some of the blocks, and they're moving forward. But we don't go so granular. We don't go into the tactical level. So just know that there is continued fighting at Marinka. The Russians are continuing to push. There is fighting reported at Krasnohorivka, just north of Marinka. Both of these locations is on the western side of Donetsk city, and there is no reports on any fighting around the Pisky region, surprisingly. And they move on to the Bakhmut front. At the Bakhmut front, we have fighting reported at Ozyarenivka, which is just south of Kudyumivka, and there is continued fighting towards Klishivka, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, where the Russians are attacking towards Klishivka. There's fighting reported at Opyny as well as at Bakhmut. And as usual, at Bakhmut, my guess is always that the fighting is in the southeastern part of Bakhmut city. And moving up to around near Soleda, there is reported fighting at Yakovlivka. Moving into the Sivers front, there is no reports of fighting in this area. Neither Berestove, Sperne, or Bilohorivka have seen fighting over the past 24 hours, which is kind of unusual. And moving up to the Crimea front, the Ukrainians continue their push towards Chervono-Popivka, and they are pushing towards Chervono-Popivka, and then there is also another push towards Ploschanka, just north of Chervono-Popivka. And up to the Sviatove region, there is fighting reported at Andrivka, but this time around, this is the Russians attacking the Ukrainian position, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. And however, the Ukrainians have their own push further up north towards Kuzymivka, over at the Novoselivske region, as well as there is fighting reported at Berestove. And there's no reports of fighting around Kupiansk, nor are there any fighting around the Kharkiv region. There is a video that I've shared. It was first shared by one of the DPA members, DPA viewer on the DPA Telegram channel, the chat group, and I've shared it to the Telegram channel, the DPA Telegram channel. Basically, it is some Russian forces complaining that they have a horrible command horrible leader that just left them to die. And they were sent without sufficient support in terms of equipment, and they only brought merely ammunition, and they were sent to Makivka. And as far as we understand, Makivka is very contested, and the higher chances that this is actually controlled by the Ukrainians. And they were there, and then they got heavily bombarded. The moment they got bombarded, their commander ran away and left them without a leader, without instructions, without knowing what to do. And then they eventually tried to escape and withdraw to Baranivkivka, which is where they are when they were doing the video, complaining to whoever is higher up in the Russian Defense Ministry, or to Vladimir Putin about their situation, their plight. And they say that they are not deserters, they want to fight. However, they are not given leadership or the right equipments or whatever to help them do their job. And this is pretty stuck, because usually we tend to hear such stories on the Ukrainian side, but this time round it's clearly from the Russian side. I've gone through the video. It looks extremely legitimate, and the location is checked out, and so but it does corroborates the the desperateness of the Russians needing to hold a line over this entire region, where irresponsible commanders just send infantry to the front to hold a position, and then got bombarded. So they even got into a situation where both the Ukrainians and the Russian forces both were shooting at them. So most of the troops are still intact. They did not die. They are currently at Baranivkivka, trying to get into contact with someone higher up to help them with their situation. So it just shows that not everything is well on the Russian side, regardless what the Russian Defense Ministry show on their Telegram channels. But this is typical of a country of Russia's size, because the corruption in a country of this this big, with this much hierarchy, is not surprising. The same problems plague Ukraine, so we are seeing the same problems on both sides. So in a very weird sense, both sides are sending infantry that really do not know what the hell they are doing into the front, and both got bombarded by artilleries from the opposing side. So pretty sad. So we have to put into context that things are not like computer games. These are human beings, and they really want they really just want to do what they believe is right. And however, the people in the middle, some are corrupted, some are just incompetent, do send brave and courageous men to simply die instead of doing their job. So anyway, this is the summary for the day of 273 for the 23rd of November. And please press the like button. If you haven't pressed the like button, bombard it, slap it, or just plant a C4 on it. And I'll see you in the next update.